What if the beginning of your future isn't something you design, but something that keeps returning to you until you finally recognize it? For me, that beginning arrived when I was 8 years old, wrapped in Christmas paper as a toy kitchen. To most children, it would have been just a game, but to me, it was something completely and entirely different. I didn't play restaurant. I built a small system. I created handwritten menus, assigned roles to my family, tested signature dishes, observed who finished everything and who didn't, and the next day I adjusted things like portions, combinations, and timing. I didn't have the vocabulary for it then, but I felt a very specific excitement every time a small decision changed the entire experience. Now I understand what that excitement was. It was the earliest expression of my personal and professional motivation. Learning how an idea becomes an experience and how an experience can grow into a meaningful business. Years later, that intuition took a clearer shape during the school bake sale. I had one tray of brownies and less than an hour to sell them. Around me, people were focused on decorations and pricing. I was instinctively focused on something else, the people. I watched who stopped, what they looked at first, what made them hesitate, and from there I adjusted things like my pitch and my tone and my pricing and the story I told behind the brownies. I listened and I adapted. The tray sold out quickly, but the real lesson was not the empty tray. It was what truly drives me. I'm motivated by understanding people and building something around them that resonates, works, and can grow. That is the core of my passion for business. And that is why I want to study innovation in business. Because my dream is not simply to open a restaurant. My dream is to build a brand that blends systematic thinking with human sensitivity, a chain of restaurants that uses data to understand behavior, that designs experiences intentionally, and that scales without losing any of its identity. Innovation gives me the language to challenge what exists. Business gives me the structure to scale what works together, to bridge the gap between what I intuitively feel and what I want to execute with discipline. When I look at the Universidad La Libertad, I don't see just classrooms or subjects. I see ecosystems of high standards, a place where ideas must prove themselves, where ambitions is normal, where mistakes becomes information, not just embarrassment. A space where business is treated as a living system that evolves and adapts and learns. That is the kind of environment I need to turn my instinct into real outcomes. And when I imagine myself in 10 years from now, I don't see myself checking tables at a single location. I see myself leading a chain of restaurants that grows with intention, crossing neighborhoods, cities, even countries, without losing any of its soul. A brand where strategy, hospitality, design, and psychology align. A place where teams feel part of something meaningful and where customers immediately sense that every detail was crafted for them. My name is Laila Sandoval, and what motivates me is building businesses with a heart, intelligence, with intuition and structure, taking the spark that began with a toy kitchen and turning it into a global vision, choice by choice, challenge by challenge, until it becomes real.